What if I told you that Luffy had trusted Loki from the very beginning? That the demon prince of Elbaf, the one cursed by his own kingdom, was actually born with a power strong enough to destroy the Holy Knights and even rival Imusama? Yeah, it's time to talk about those eyes. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where the final saga of One Piece hits different. If you're ready for real spoilers, raw theories, and hype that slaps harder than Conqueror's Haki, you're in the right place. One Piece Chapter 1153 is titled The Birth of Loki. The cover story continues Yamato's journey around Wano. This time, Yamato arrives in Ringo, where he meets Kikunojo, the daimyo of the Ringo district and the former Yakuza boss, Ocho. The chapter opens with a flashback to King Harald's childhood, alongside Dorian Brogy. Harald was born bigger and stronger than any other giant, and he grew up spoiled. One day, young Harald witnesses a giant woman named Ida, captured and displayed in a human circus. Enraged, he destroys the town to free her. Ida has a unique appearance for a female One Piece character. Freckles, thick lips, and a high ponytail. "Who are you?" she asks. Harald proudly replies, "No need to thank me. I'm the king of Elbaf. I won't let them insult the land of my birth." Suddenly, slap. Ida hits him so hard, his face goes full gag mode. Turns out, the townspeople actually rescued Ida when she washed ashore, and she had been working in the circus voluntarily to repay their kindness. This moment humbles Harald. Ida teaches him that being born strong doesn't make you better than others. From that day on, Harald begins to change. He starts learning about cultures outside Elbaf. And yep, he also starts falling in love with Ida, like father, like son. Because let's be real, Loki's taste in women isn't exactly mainstream either. The man was crushing on Lola. Harald brings Ida back to Elbaf, hoping to marry her. But the Elbaf elders forbid it because she doesn't come from Elbaf lineage. So Ida is forced to live in a separate village. While Harald matures into a wiser ruler, he begins forging diplomatic ties with other kingdoms, including the Ryugu kingdom under the sea. Years later, Ida gives birth to Hadrudin. Meanwhile, the elders had arranged a marriage between Harald and a noblewoman named Estrida, the daughter of a prestigious giant family. Estrida declares, "I was born in the northern lands of Alcohol Village, and I've studied Feng. I've seen signs that I'm destined to be worshipped and adored by His Majesty. So forget that woman from the east and her child." To which Harald replies, "Oh, no, I can't do that." Estrida is stunning, dressed in dancer's clothes similar to Nami or Vivi during the Alabasta arc. But she's absolutely obsessed with Feng, basically the One Piece version of Feng Shui. She constantly orders windows to be opened or furniture rearranged to realign the kingdom's luck. While Harald is away on an overseas trip, Estrida gives birth to a baby boy, Loki, a child with demon eyes, slitted like Sauron's from Lord of the Rings. Terrified, she throws the baby into the underworld and tells the servants to inform Harald that the child was stillborn. Then we cut to a stunning double-page spread. Baby Loki, battered and crying, crawling up the legendary Treasure Tree Adam, having just fought through beasts of the underworld. "Ah, ah!" His tiny cries echo in the darkness. The chapter ends with a shift between three different locations. Estrida sick in the palace, Harald sailing foreign seas, and Ida with young Hadrudin in a quiet Elbaf village. Then the narrator speaks. From the moment Queen Estrida fell ill, Estrida mutters, "Get rid of that child." The signs were clear, long before his birth. One day King Harald will be killed by his own son. A castle soldier replies, "Your Majesty, please stop repeating that nonsense." To Harald growing restless about the barriers dividing nations, Harald says, "The world government is interfering again. Why can't countries move freely?" Meanwhile in eastern Elbaf, Ida says, "He's your little brother, isn't he? Wouldn't it be nice to meet him?" "Oh, the baby." Hadrudin shouts, "He's not my brother. He's not your child." Ida replies, "Oh, whatever you say, it still sounds cute." From this moment on, every disaster that strikes Elbaf becomes known as the Curse of Loki. all because of his mother's obsession with Feng. Loki was branded a cursed prince. Estrida saw his terrifying eyes as a bad omen and blamed every misfortune on him. Loki killed the kingdom's lucky horse. Estrida became gravely ill. She died just 1 year after Loki's birth. And 14 years ago, when King Harald was found dead and Loki was present, all of Elbaf turned against him. They believed the prophecy had come true, that Loki had murdered his own father. But there's one person who always believed in him, Luffy. From the moment he met Loki, Luffy could sense it, that this so-called cursed prince was actually a good person. That's why he didn't hesitate to break Loki's chains and even offered him a spot on his crew. Luffy saw what no one else could see. And maybe, just maybe, those demon eyes of Loki, the very same eyes feared by Elbaf, are the key to defeating the world government. Because according to Mosa, Loki's old friend, yes, his words are harsh, yes, he's rough around the edges, but deep inside, Loki has a heart of gold. Break next week. But one thing's for sure, Loki's flashback isn't over, and his eyes, his demon-born vision, may just become the final, Saga's greatest wildcard. If you're hyped for more One Piece Final Saga breakdowns, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on Loki's fate, and don't forget to subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss a panel, a flashback, or a theory too hot for the surface.